Hey guys, a new month is about to begin, and not only that, but it is time to celebrate my birthday this month, and therefore I'm gonna read whatever I want. Hey guys, if you are new here, welcome to the Book Path. I'm Nicole, and if this isn't your first rodeo, thanks for sticking around. So, August is about to begin, and it just flew by, and I thought that June and July were going to be months that I could just really bunker down, read a lot of the books that I wanted to, because I really didn't have a lot of readathons scheduled. And so I thought I was going to get to just have a really fun reading summer. And that didn't really happen. Not to say that the books that I didn't read were fun in their own ways, but it was a very arc-heavy June and July, which was not something that I thought was going to be as heavy as it was. Still some really great reads. Check those months out if you want to know more. But I wasn't really having the time to read what I had been setting aside month after month that I wanted to read. Also the fact that the kiddos are home for school, and while I love my babies, just like every other school parent out there, summer boredom sets in, and then kind of all kinds of heck break loose in the household. And so August is the month where my kids will be going back to school, so I will have a little bit more peaceful time to get back to reading. I think first I need like a full week to just deep clean my entire house, but we'll get there. But either way, there are no real readathons that I'm scheduling for myself for this month. It is literally going to be what I want to read. I do have like maybe 2 arcs, I think, that I have put in for. I don't know at this point in time if I have them or not. So if I do have them, I will read them as they come up. But let's go ahead and just get into the few little things that I know I need to read for a few challenges, and then we'll get on to the goodies, if you will. So one book that I did get an arc for previously that is coming up around the corner is going to be Black Warden by Sierra Hartford. And this just sounded really good for me. This was one that I reached out for. And it basically says, Rosalind Green knows one thing for sure. The Dark Fae are monsters. When her younger sister is selected to be the town's sacrifice to the Unseelie court, Rosalind volunteers in her place. She's dragged to a creepy mansion where she is completely surrounded by magic for the first time in her life, and left with nothing but a gatehouse and its secretive gatekeeper, Karis, as company. But there's something off about Karis. It's not just that he's unnaturally beautiful, terrifying dark fae. He's hiding something, and she fears it's dreadfully important. Her curiosity grows with every question he avoids, but she's determined to figure out what's going on before she faces her final fate. Karis has long since given up on trying to break the curse that imprisons him. He accepted his fate centuries ago. He must take a human maiden through the portal every 5 years, whether he likes it or not. But there's something different about Miss Green, something that makes it very hard for him to keep her at arm's length. In 8 days, he'll use his shadow magic to take her through to the Unseelie court, like all the others. But this time, he has a decision to make. One that will quite literally determine the rest of his life, and likely hers as well. There is also a caption to this that says, who is Beauty and who is the Beast? So I'm really excited to kind of read this one. I've been reading a lot of more contemporary romance or romantic suspense, like in the contemporary world. So I am really eager and excited to get back to some romantasy and some fantasy worlds. So I will be picking this one up and probably doing a separate video on it because it is an art copy, but I have had it for a little bit, so that's why I'm going to go ahead and include it this way rather than just speaking about it at the time of the video that I do. Next up is going to be our continuation of our adventures in Aldea. We had done our, what was it? The Read a Book with Water on the Cover, which brought us down to 6E. And then for July, it was to, 7B. read a book entirely in the nighttime hours. And I did do my books for that. They are in, or they're going to be in the July wrap-up video, so I'm not going to give too much on them now. But basically that puts us ready for 8B as our challenge right here. So for 8B in our handy dandy instructions here, use true light. The darkness here is all-consuming. It's dimming your light spells. The torch goes out. Even your thoughts are turning against you. You've read that only true light works under these mountains. Luckily, you've been gifted some, and it's time to activate it. Read a book with the word light in the title. So for this one, I had very few limited choices. I had to get a little smart with using the word, because just using light, I only had like maybe one book and I just wasn't in the mood for that one right now. So I went and I kind of just played around with it, Twilight, Starlight, and finally with Starlight, I did come up with something. So it does have light in it, and that is A Legacy of Storms and Starlight by Victoria J. Price. This is book 1 in a Legacy of Storms and Starlight series. I had this on my Kindle. It probably because of one of the Stuff Your Kindle days, it looked good. So I went ahead and I chose this one, and basically it says, Zyla Renfall is certain of 2 things. She will forever be on the run for the murder of a prince, and she somehow used magic to escape her own hanging. Aided by a mysterious and infuriating fae, Zyla dreams of a fresh start and a chance to explore her newly discovered fae heritage. But her dreams are short-lived, as the king's men still hunt for her head. When she learns of a fae uprising uniting to overthrow the same king who wants her dead, Zyla seizes her opportunity. Take down the king, secure her freedom. With just 3 months to prepare, Zyla's future hangs in the balance. Despite the allure of her fae trainer and the ruthless attempts on their lives, failure is not an option. For as long as the king lives, the fae remain in the shadows, and Zyla will never be free. So it sounded really interesting, and I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and go with this one. So that is going to be our Magical Readathon Year in Aldea pick for August. And then I have not started it yet. I know there's still a few days left in July. I think I probably maybe have about a week since I'm recording this. And I have yet to do my buddy read for July. And so if I don't finish it, or if I start it and I don't get it finished, it'll be something I'll be continuing on in August. And that is Long Live Evil by Sarah Reese Brennan. This is basically the story of a girl who has an illness and she's dying. And when she's dying, she's given the opportunity to be reborn into the world of her and her sister's favorite book series. And when she awakens in that world, she discovers she is the villainess in the story. And I had picked it up because I had seen a lot of the animes where you have this kind of theme going on where you are reincarnated in this magical world, but you're the villain character. So I wanted to see it in book form and just see where it goes. But I'm expecting funniness and like just humor, antics, maybe some spice. We shall see. So I will be getting to this one. Hopefully I'll have this done in July, but if not, this will be carrying over into August. And so that brings us to all the things that I plan on getting to, or I'd like to get to. I don't know if I'm going to get to all of them because there are some quite chunky books in here, but I'll tell you, I'm going to give it the old college try and do my very best because these ones have been sitting on my shelf of like, want to get to this ASAP, right? So the first one is going to be Macabre Gods by Elliot Rose. I really love this series. So I had read Vengeful Gods, which was like the book 1 in the Port Macabre series, and it had different characters, and I loved that one. It is one of my favorite darker, spicy romances like ever. And side note, I just realized I have extremely dark circles under my eyes. Lack of sleep this summer. Lack of sleep. Please ignore the raccoonish trash panda look right now, but you know, it is what it is. Anyway, so I read that one, and then I ended up getting Noir Moon, which was like the novella prequel to this one, and very, very spicy, and it did leave off on a cliffhanger, so of course I needed to know what happened, so picked this one up. And yes, I love these covers. I know everybody's like, ooh, that's a really, you know what? If we like our men with chiseled chests and abs on their covers, I will give it where it's due, where this is a sexy, stunning female cover, and love the tattoo. I'm like, we're going to take it. So anyway, this book is, in this story, there are 3 beasts, and I am their initiate. The Anguis, a secret society of power-hungry individuals, have long controlled Port Macabre from their seat at Noir House, a place where the wealthy rub shoulders and chase hedonistic pleasures. However, behind the mansion's facade lies a poisonous hidden underworld. I spend one night at their mercy, an invitation to their world that I couldn't deny, turned out to be the key to bringing my darkest fantasies to life. They said they would come for me, but months have dragged on with no word. I've been forced to return to the mundane life I existed in before they gave me a glimpse of something forbidden and enticing. What am I supposed to do? When the twisted world of the Anguis unexpectedly comes calling, and the men I thought I could trust turn out to be liars, suddenly I am no better than an unwilling initiate to their world, a pawn taken by force, someone's pet, claimed without warning. In this sick and twisted world, I'm now someone's possession, and I've been sucked into the Anguis customs. I am marked to be taught how to serve those who have laid claim to my future. One wrong move, and the new masters hiding in the shadows might choose to end my life at any moment. But as my 3 captors slowly reveal their individual agendas, as the proximity of being under their watchful gaze starts to break down my defenses, the greatest danger comes from falling for the men who stole my life while following orders. Lines are crossed and desire spirals as I quickly find myself seeking out their wickedness. I can't succumb to 3 beautiful monsters, can I? So, obviously this is a why choose reverse harem, dark, possible suspense, spicy romance. But like I said, I really loved the relationship dynamics in Vengeful Gods. I thought those were just some of the best dynamics I've seen in spicy romance books. So very, very excited to get this one and read this one. Next up is a book that has been, or it's already made its round. The second book is out. I do own the second book. Have not read the first book, but I'm expecting it to be all kinds of good. And that is Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. And obviously this one has been highly acclaimed, so high hopes for this one. Phantasma has only 2 rules: stay alive and don't fall in love. When Ophelia discovers her mother brutally murdered, there's no time to grieve. She has inherited the family's fearsome magic and enormous debt. Circumstances go from dire to deadly, however, when Ophelia's sister decides to pay off the loan by entering Phantasma, a competition where contestants rarely escape alive, and the victor is granted a single wish. The only way for Ophelia to save her sister is to win, but Phantasma is a cursed manor, full of twisting corridors and lavish ballrooms, staffed by enticing demons and fatal temptations, and Ophelia must conquer all 9 floors to succeed, if her fears don't overtake her first. When a charming, arrogant stranger claims he can help, Ophelia knows better than to trust him. But when her sister's life is on the line, Ophelia can't afford to turn him away. She'll just need to ignore the overwhelming dark attraction drawing them closer and closer together. Because in Phantasma, the only thing deadlier than losing the game is losing your heart. So, sounds enticing. I'm expecting maybe puzzles and challenges and all sorts of interesting things. So, highly looking forward to this one. Next up is another one that has made its rounds and has become everybody's new book boyfriend. I do have some people waiting for foaming at the mouth, if you will, to hear what I'm going to say on this one because they are obsessed with it. And that is Quicksilver by Kelly Hart. This has been sitting on my shelves for a while. I've heard good things, so many good things. I've already seen some artwork that I might want to get, but I didn't want to get it because I have not read the book yet, and I need to see if the book boyfriend stuff is true and if said artwork must be purchased. So let's go ahead and get into it. It says, "Do not touch the sword, do not turn the key, do not open the gate. 24-year-old, I think it's Saris Fane, is good at keeping secrets. No one knows about the strange power she possesses, or the fact that she has been picking pockets and stealing from the Undying Queen's reservoirs for as long as she can remember. In the land of the unforgiving desert, there isn't much a girl wouldn't do for a glass of water, but sooner or later, every secret comes out. When Saris comes face to face with Death himself, she inadvertently reopens a gateway between realms and is transported to the land of ice and snow. The Fae have always been the stuff of myth, of legend, of nightmares. But it turns out they're real, and Ceres has just landed right in the middle of a centuries-long conflict that might just get her killed. The first of her kind to tread the frozen mountains of, I think it's Ivelia, in over 1,000 years, Ceres mistakenly binds herself to Kingfisher, a handsome fey warrior who has secrets and nefarious agendas of his own. He will use her alchemist magic to protect his people, no matter what it costs him or her. So we shall see what this is all about. But like I said, I heard very, very good things. And yeah, so it's a chunky one, but we're going to do it. Next up is another one that I've heard really good things about. It's been sitting on my shelf as well, and that is Blood of Hercules by Jasmine Moss. I got the sprayed edges one during one of Amazon's sale days, so I did get that one. But this one is basically, I'm struggling to survive in a Titan-infested world where Spartans, immortals from 12 royal families who have godlike powers and obscene wealth, rule over all. A shy, stammering foster child with nothing, I keep my head down, cover my scars, and focus on excelling in school. At least I try to. Then it happens. My blood test reveals I'm part of the powerful elite. I'm one of them, a Spartan. Forced to attend the Spartan War Academy, I undergo the most harrowing test of all time to see if I have what it takes to be an immortal. There's just a few problems. Achilles and Patro are my scary mentors. Charon, the ferryman of death, and Augustus, the son of war, are my terrifying professors. Also, I'm pretty sure either someone's stalking me everywhere I go or my sanity's slipping, and I have a feeling both are true. So, I've heard really good things. I know the sequel came out or is coming out soon, so definitely want to get this one under my belt and read that. And the last book that I am trying to get to that is on my definite, we will read this, is going to be Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. This was one of the other ones that I got on the Amazon special series that they had that it was beautiful. It was a beautifully stunning book. I got this one because it said it had romantasy Witcher vibes, and yeah, they kind of, if it's got some sort of Fey version of Geralt in here, I'm in. So anyway, this one says, if you're not terrified, you're doing it wrong. Long ago, the gods unleashed monsters upon the 5 kingdoms of Calandra to remind us that humans are insignificant, that we must pray to the gods for mercy throughout our fragile, fleeting lives. I didn't need a deity to remind me I was powerless. Being a princess had never been more than a performance. 23 years of empty titles and hollow traditions. My sister revels in the spectacle, basking in the attention and flawlessly playing her part. I was never asked to be part of the charade. Until the day an infamous monster hunter sailed to our shores. The day a prince walked into my father's throne room and ruined my life. The day I married a stranger, signed a magical treaty in blood, and set off across the continent to the most treacherous kingdom in all the realm. That was the day I learned that not all myths are make-believe, that lies and legends are often the same, and that the only way to kill the monsters we fear was to become one. So I'm hoping this one's gonna be good because it sounded good, and yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and try to read that, and that is basically what my goal is to get to all of those. If I happen to make it through that and I just steamroll through those, because sometimes it happens, I have a whole handy dandy cart here where a lot of this top shelf here is stuff that I need to read for the Reddit Fantasy Bingo Challenge. So if I read what I want to read, then I will just start probably tackling some of the romantasy reads on here, because like I said, I've just been kind of feeling the urge to read some fantasy and some romance and some dark fays and spicy worlds and stuff. So that is what we are going to do, because I'm just going to adopt that old 60s song, and it's my birthday party and I can read what I want to, and we're going to go with that. So that is hopefully going to recharge me reading wise. Like I said, it's going to be a whole reset. Kids are going back to school. House is going to be cleaned. A special project that I have been working on for months should hopefully be finished early in August. So stay tuned for a video for that, because I have been waiting. I have been waiting so much to share with you guys. So with that being said, I hope that August will be treating you guys well. I hope the weather will be safe and cooperate wherever you live. So stay warm, stay cool, stay hydrated, stay everything that you need to do to be safe and happy for August. If you have some great reads on your list, share them away. Let me know what you guys are reading. Let me know if you guys have read any of the books that I've mentioned. No spoilers, please. If there's a certain tease to a scene you want to include, go for it. I'm all ears there. But other than that, I hope things are well for you. I wish you the very best, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.